So you started in campus recruitment. What's different about campus recruitment compared to hiring experienced people?
Well, there's a lot of similarities, right, that I would tell both an experienced hire and a student. But let me start with the student. The first thing that I would tell a student is, because you don't have a lot of relevant work experience, there's going to be other clues on your resume that an interviewer is going to look at that will indicate to them your work ethic and things of that sort. Make sure no matter what, you still maintain that strong GPA, because a strong GPA is going to tell your interviewer and that company that you're a serious student and that you work hard. The second thing that I would advise all students is to get involved in extracurricular activities. So if you want to work in investment banking, you better join the finance club. You better join the technology club if you want to work for a tech company. There's a million organizations within your university and your school community that you should be taking advantage of. And not only that, not only be a member, but be a leader. So if you're going to join the finance club, be the fundraiser chair, be the vice president, be the secretary. These are the types of things that as a student you can put on your resume, you can put them at the top of your resume, and they're going to shine. The third thing that I would tell a student is to really utilize your Career Services Center. Somewhere baked into your tuition is a student activity fee. So this is something that everyone has access to. These are trained professionals, coaches, career advisors. Their job is to get you a job, okay? So I would 100% recommend making friends with the people at your Career Services Center. Go to the events. Are they having career fairs? Are they having company presentations? Are they doing resume building workshops, interview skills? All of these are available to you, and you should absolutely be taking advantage of them. So you have strong GPA, leadership in organizations, working that Career Services Center. And then I think the final thing that I would say is, when companies come to your school, whether it's career fairs, be ready to speak with them, follow up with them, link in with them. You really have to put yourself out there. And for a student who often doesn't have a lot of experience, it's truly going outside your comfort zone. A lot of times students are shy. They've never been in this sort of situation before where they're feeling judged, where all of a sudden they're wearing a suit and they're pretending to be somebody else. Well, you just have to own it. You have to be your own advocate, and you have to go outside your comfort zone. So that is shaking people's hands at career fairs. It's sending a LinkedIn message to an alumni who graduated from your school and was in the same finance club. It's reaching out to your neighbor's cousin who works at that company that looks really interesting to you. So you really need to put yourself out there. It's highly competitive, but I think if you have a strong GPA, some great leadership skills, school projects, getting involved in extracurricular activities, any sort of volunteer work, these are the things that are really going to make you stand out as a student.
I think that's really great advice, and it definitely reflects a lot of the lessons that we provide in our networking module, because I think, when it comes to career fairs, especially for larger companies, they let people know on social media and through their own sites when they're going to be at careers fairs. Like as a student, you can follow people on Twitter, you can connect with somebody on LinkedIn, you can let them know you're going to be at the careers fair, and it makes you stand out that little bit more than the other 500 people that are going to be walking through the door.
Absolutely. I would treat a career fair as an interview. You want to prepare as well. So find out which companies are going to be there and do a little bit of research. If some of your top companies are going to be there, think of some really great questions to ask in advance. I can't tell you how many career fairs I had been to where someone would come up to me and say, "Can you tell me about this company?" Besides the fact that we were a multinational, well-known company, to me, this just indicated that the person has not done their research. They didn't have a good question for me. But if you come up to me and you ask me about some of the projects that I'm working on, what might someone who's starting their career, work on? What is the training program like? What are the skills I need to be successful at your company? Can you tell me about your social responsibility work, things like that. So you want to go in and ask some really good questions. The other thing, again, that I said students should do is follow up afterwards.